All right, everybody, it's 2026. Are you ready for some Pokemon investment? Something I haven't touched in a while, but there are some opportunities that are presenting themselves as we're going into the 2026 year that you may not want to miss out on, and we're going to cover them right after this. Everybody, I'm Andy with Northwoods TCG. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're new here, be sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, and notify. It helps the channel out a ton to do so. And also, just so you guys are aware, we do a live rip and ship on Friday and Sunday, 9 p.m. Central Time every week here on Northwoods TCG. Also, if you are interested in the Pokemon market and what is occurring currently in the Pokemon hobby itself, make sure you come and join our live at 9 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday, where we have a big discussion on what's happening in the Pokemon market and Pokemon investment and drama, of course. All of that is on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Time. That being said, we're going to jump into today's topic, which is going to be 5 Pokemon investments that you don't want to miss out on early 2026. And we're going to get into the first one right now. All right, let's get into it with the first one, which is going to be Chinese promos. It's a little bit lower on the list, and it's a little bit niche compared to a lot of the Pokemon TCG. But be honest with you, there's a lot of good opportunities that we just don't have available in the English market, and they're all doing rather well also. Everything from this Pikachu card all the way up to this Mimikyu. These are cards that are just so high priced in our current market that they're unattainable for most of the market. But this gives you an opportunity for you to get in on them being in the Chinese market. They're the same art. They look just as good. They do have the Chinese writing on them, but who cares? At the end of the day, it just looks really, really good. And personally, I am starting to purchase more and more of these. I just purchased the Red's Pikachu. I've just purchased the Mimikyu Gengar. Of course, I showed on the Discord that I've grabbed some of the Pikachu promos and also the Arceus promos I've also purchased from the Chinese, simplified Chinese sets. Once again, great opportunity. I think that they're going to do really well. Chinese market has shown that it's going to hold up, and it's doing really well and growing leaps and bounds. So when it comes down to the Pokemon TCG, it's one of the biggest growing markets for cards right now, and I think that that is going to continue for the long-term future of the hobby and in the Chinese market. So definitely check out these promos. I don't think you'll be disappointed with the overall value you'll see in them in just a few years. We're going to move into the next one, which is going to be this. All right, going from Chinese to a little bit of a risk, and that's going to be coming into the Black Bolt White Flare ETBs. I know on a recent live I said that I'd be really cautious about purchasing these, but I am still going to be cautious about purchasing these, but the chances are is that it's going to be lightly reprints here and there. We have not seen any major reprints coming from the Pokemon TCG, and a set like Black Bolt White Flare, I don't see getting huge reprints. I could be completely wrong. That's why this is a risk. I'm giving you my opinion on what I'm seeing currently in the market, and with the inability to even print something like I said at Heroes at this point in time, Black Bolt White Flare looks a pretty good opportunity right now to be jumping into. We might be seeing some small reprints of this set moving forward. Possibly when Pokemon gets their large print facility up as well, it could be a problem as well. But with these things being currently $85 a piece right now in the open market, to me there's a little bit of a risk, but the reward I think will still be good in the next 3 to 5 years. Even if that does get a reprint, goes back down to $55 to $60 in ETB, I do think that it will recover within the next couple of years, and you'll go way beyond that in the near future. So overall, the cards are doing well. The Victini, the Zekrom, the Reshiram, all the monochromes are doing really well, which tells me that the set is going to hold up. Whether or not it's going to be one of those super high flyers is yet to be seen, but there's still time for this set to really shine as time moves on and gives more opportunity to it to grow. More people see it, more people get into it as the market kind of cools. More people might open more of it, and they will like that. And that's a fact that we can be looking at, especially with so many illustration rares and so many SIRs in this set. It's definitely got a fiesta of different hits that you can get in it that really make it a lot of fun. So once again, Black Bolt White Flare ETBs, definitely pretty high on my 2026 investment list right now, especially early on, with them still being sub 100 booster boxes for a specialty set. We're going to move into the third one, which is going to be this one. All right, next one is going to be a little nostalgic for some of us older people in the Pokemon hobby right now that have been in here for the last 5 years, but this is going back 5 years almost to Celebrations. That's right, the Celebrations Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. This one made it on my list because, yes, it is a little bit more expensive at about $378, but realistically, when you're looking at a lot of the other Pokemon Center premium collections right now or Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, it is underperforming in the context of that. Now, part of that is because of the hits inside of the set are not as high valued as some of the specialty sets that we are currently getting. I understand that. But the fact is that we are going into another celebration year. And if we look back historically to the Celebrations release, Generations got a really big boost as well at that point in time. People tend to look back at nostalgia and look back in time when a set of similarity comes out in the future or in the present. So with that coming up here in the near future of a Celebrations or a Generations or another anniversary set, it is going to be a great opportunity at that point in time to jump in on these particular ETBs. Granted, they're about $378 right now. Is that expensive for a lot of people? Yes. Buying one is not a bad idea. Buying two, fine. If you want to buy cases of them, they're available. I don't know if I would do that, but overall, I think the overall growth is there. The potential, the spring is being sprung right now in early 2026, and I think a lot of the Celebrations products are going to do extremely well as we continue to move further and further into 2026, getting closer to that 30th anniversary here in the United States. Granted, we are going to be getting some release information here in February as well, which may also spark this off. So I wouldn't wait too long to jump in on this Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box from Celebrations. We're going to move into the number 2 spot, which is going to be this. All right, here we are, number 2 spot, and this is going to be the Celebrations ETB, just a regular one. Now, I picked this one particularly because it's $260 is one reason, and with it already being a 5-year-old product getting close to it at this point in time, the value is going to go up. Once again, celebration year, we got an anniversary coming up, people are going to look back, all the stuff I said on the previous one. But the other factor I have behind this one as well is take a look at some of the other products in the Scarlet and Violet era at this point in time, such as Pokemon 151, such as Prismatic Evolutions and the performance that we've seen on those. A lot of the specialty sets do extremely well, and they continue to put out the numbers. But if you take a look at the Celebrations Elite Trainer box, it's underperforming compared to a lot of them. And a lot of times, that's just because people don't realize it's there. If you weren't in a hobby back in 2021, 2022, it's probably one of those items that on the investment side, you weren't really looking for. If you're a collector and you weren't in the hobby at that point in time, you probably weren't thinking about the anniversary sets and the value that might be inside of them. As we move further into 2026, as we get into February, where we start getting some of the announcements for the upcoming sets that are going to be coming for the anniversary, for the 30th anniversary, and then on top of it, getting information for the releases in the United States, these boxes may start to shoot up in price because people are going to go back in time. People are going to start looking. They're going to look at Generations. Generations is pretty high right now at this point in time because Celebrations came out. Now, Celebrations is probably going to be the next target. We might see some really good price increasing on these. If you do not have these in your collection, it's definitely one of those pieces that you should probably be looking at because the value futuristically will definitely be there and absolutely help you out when it comes down to your investments with Pokemon TCG. So hopefully that's a good one as well. Celebrations products, once again, are going to be talked about a lot. I truly do believe that they will have a good year this year, and I think that it's going to give you some good opportunities to get into some really good buys if you jump into them early here in 2026. Let's go on to number 1. All right, before we get into number 1, guys, make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, and notify. Help out the channel, and make sure that you guys share this as well. I'm going to request you guys help me out and share this out. Make sure other people see it. Once again, the best way to grow a channel is organically through you guys, and you're the best opportunity for me to do that. So make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, and notify. And without further ado, let's get into number 1. All right, number 1 is coming from Scarlet and Violet, and it's coming from the end of the first year of Scarlet and Violet, and that is going to be Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates is one of them sets that's kind of interesting to me. With all of the interest in the Bubble Mew, the Charizard, and the Gardevoir inside of it, of course, everybody knows about the Bubble Mew. The price of the ETB has actually been staying fairly consistent in coming up, but very slow. The reasoning being is I think that a lot of people just forgot about it, number 1. Number 2, there's a lot of hype and FOMO on other sets, the newest set coming out. And last but not least, I think the bigger problem is that people just don't hear about it because there was no reprints or no more product coming out, which is going to give you your advantage on this particular product. $288 right now, I know it seems like a lot, but the fact that we have not seen any reprints of Paldean Fates in the ETB form is a huge boost. Plus, having Mimikyu on the cover of that in that nice purple color really shines, really stands out in your collection or in your investment. It's a fantastic art. It's a fantastic product. Shining Fates is a line that everybody loves, going back to Hidden Fates, Shining Fates, and now Paldean Fates. all of it gives you some really good opportunities to see some growth. Previously, we've seen some really good growth in all these sets, and a lot of people were worried about it being, you know, Hidden Fates 3.0 and not performing all that well. Well, I think overall it's shown that it is performing extremely well. And on top of it, the Bubble Mew is an iconic card now in the Scarlet and Violet era, and I think will become an iconic card for the future of the Pokemon TCG, and gives it a place where we might be seeing more shiny cards going to in the near future. So overall, when it comes down to this particular product, I love it. I think it's a really, really good product. 288 is a little steep, but if you haven't gotten into it and this is your first introduction to it, you're not going to get it for much of a better price. Looked around, found on eBay, found other places, 270, 268, 280, 288. That's kind of your price range that you're looking at right now on recent sales. So I think that if you want to jump in on it, it's going to do well. It's going to be an iconic product. The Bubble Mew isn't going anywhere. It's becoming a very iconic card of the Scarlet and Violet era. You can almost talk to anybody that's new or old in this hobby, and you say the Bubble Mew, they realize and know exactly what card you're looking for. And I think that that's going to give it its drive here in the years to come. And it's going to be one of them sets that people will always enjoy to open. I still enjoy opening it myself when I get a chance. So with that being said, that's going to be the last one that we have for you here tonight. Hopefully these 5 Pokemon investments going into early 2026 help you out on your Pokemon journey. If you're new here, hit that subscribe. I love to help you out on your Pokemon investment journey going into 2026 and beyond. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe, and we hope to see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.